I refer to the clerk on this?
Yeah, I'll call roll. Board Member Lyons?
Here.
Board Member San Antonio?
Present.
Board Member Schaefer?
Here.
Vice President Ehlers?
Here.
President O'Hara?
Here.
The record will show all members of the San Diego Water District Board are present, and San Diego Water District Board members receive an independent stipend of $100 for convening the Water District meetings pursuant to San Diego Water District Resolution Number 89-07.
All right, and at this time, I'd like to invite community, staff members, and board members to rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. And we'll throw the honor to the mayor to get us started.
Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Okay, the vice president. All right, at this time, do we have any special presentations or proclamations?
There are none.
Great. All right, we're going to move to our next item, which is oral communications.
We have none.
All right, I don't believe there are any reports from closed session at this time, and I'm not aware of any changes from agenda, but I'll confirm.
There are no changes to the posted agenda, and moving to the consent calendar, no items from the consent calendar have been removed by members of the public.
Okay, and within that, I'll look for a motion to approve the consent calendar.
Motion to approve.
Second. Oh, go ahead.
And we'll call to vote.
Motion carries unanimously and takes us to item 10A.
Okay, and item 10A is a public hearing. Speak on public hearing items. You should have submitted a pink slip, I believe. No speakers. Okay, great. Okay, so item 10A is public hearing to consider the adoption of resolution number 2025-12, implementing adjustments to the San Diego Water District's water capacity charges. The contact person, Principal Engineer Alex, will take your report now.
All right. Good afternoon, President O'Hara and Board of Directors of the San Diego Water District. The item before you is the public hearing to consider the adoption of resolution number 2025-12, implementing adjustments to our water capacity charges. A little background about water capacity charges. These are one-time charges imposed on development projects when applying for new or expanded service. When expanded service is like increasing your domestic water meter size or your fire capacity meter sizes. The purpose of this capacity charge is to ensure that growth in the district and the number of customers served will pay for itself, and our existing customers are not unduly burdened. This slide here shows our current charges. The left side shows our domestic use capacity charges by diameter on meter diameter, and the column to the right shows the current capacity charges for our fire connections. Fire connections are typically separate for commercial and multifamily developments where a separate connection is required by the fire department. You can see those charges on the second column on the right. So some prior actions on the capacity charges. The last capacity charge adjustment was in January 2012, and that carried through October 1st of 2023. Prior to that one, was June 27, 2007, and then February 12, 1991. The district staff procured an arrangement with our Dura Group and Raftless Financial Consultants to help prepare the capacity charge study that's attached to your agenda report. And I'm going to kind of summarize that report here. First, we're going to talk about the methodology and how we calculated the capacity charges. For the domestic water charges, we use the system buy-in approach. This is utilized when existing customers have developed and maintained a utility system that can accommodate further growth. That means our existing customers have already financed the cost of the existing systems, and therefore the new connections need to pay their respective share of our net investment, our customers' net investment in the system. The figure at the bottom shows how the basic calculation goes. We look at the value of our existing system, which is the assets, the pipelines, our share of the Santa Fe Irrigation District Badger Treatment Plant and all of our reservoirs. And we take that out and divide by the build-out meter units, and that's how we calculate the system buy-in. And this is primarily because our system is primary build-out, and it can accommodate growth. For our fire connections, the system methodology used was the incremental cost approach, and this cost is for allocating those improvement costs to the system, to the developments based on their usage requirements. So the last Water Master System Master Plan recommended some projects for increasing fire capacity in our system, and we took that value of the capital improvements and then used that based on their percentage capacity in our flow, and then that will divide that out, then we'll get the incremental cost for their share of the fire improvements that need to be made in the system. So these methodologies are all recognized by the American Water Works Association in Manual M1, their principles of water rates and charges, and also are covered in the government section codes listed on the slide here. So I have before you the proposed capacity charges against the current capacity charges. These show about a 10.4% increase in capacity charges. This slide here is our proposed capacity charge for fire connections only. There's a significant upgrade, upsizing or cost increase here from 660 to 1612, and then we have them actually individually broken out by fire meter sizes. So I want to provide you a comparison of where a typical 3/4 inch meter is relative to other water districts in the San Diego County area of similar size. As you can see, the San Diego Water District, the proposed charges is kind of right in the middle of where we sit between the other similar districts. The effective date of these proposed changes is March 1st, 2026, and then staff is recommending that we have future increases in July 1st, 2027, and July 1st, 2028. Those increases will be based on the March Engineering News Record Los Angeles Construction Cost Index, a lot of words for the preceding year, but that index tracks construction costs, which is tied to the valuation of the system. So using that for the further increases for the next 3 years. Some of the public notification requirements. These were printed in the Coast News on November 28th and December 5th, notifying the public of this public hearing. The notice and the accompanying materials were posted on the district website and were available at the City of Encinitas notice board located at City Hall. Here. So again, our recommendations is that you receive public comments regarding the district's water capacity charges and then adopt resolution number 2025-12. Staff is available with any questions you might have, and we also have Jeremy from Raftlis here for any other questions you may have.
I'll open it to preliminary questions from the council.
So you want to go through disclosure first?
Oh, sorry. Okay, ask staff to go through, our board to go through disclosure.
I have nothing to disclose.
Nothing to disclose.
Nothing to disclose.
I have nothing to disclose.
And nothing to disclose.
Perfect. Okay, so we'll move to preliminary questions from council or members of the board.
None.
Okay. We will open the public hearing. Are there?
There are no public speakers.
Okay. This time I'll go ahead and I'll close the public hearing. Now we will discuss and. Councilmember Schaefer.
I had no questions. I got enough of a brief yesterday, so I was motion to approve.
I'll second.
I just had a quick question. On the slides, how does Escondido and Carlsbad, two cities I consider similar sizes, how do they, the slide that's actually up on my monitor here, which is the figure 1 water capacity charges, how do they keep theirs so low compared to us?
They're mostly based on how often they do their updates and studies on what their valuation of their systems are. I believe Carlsbad is currently undergoing a study now to update theirs.
Okay, so is that a strategy that they employ to keep it lower, or is there a thought process to how frequently you do it as to leveling this off and making this work? In other words, will the 20,000 now then drop down to a lower number than as they move up in the future? Are we strategizing with this, or?
No, what we want to ensure is that the future connections pay into our system for what our ratepayers have put into the system.
Okay. I appreciate the clarification. Thank you. Any further questions from the board? Just turning the mic off when I'm done. All right. So, well, with that, I believe this is a file or motion. Or are we approving? Okay.
Motion and a second on the table.
All right. Let's go ahead and call to vote.
Motion carries unanimously and takes us to item 10B.
Okay, item 10B is a award and design build agreement for the Advanced Metering for Infrastructure Program. Our contact person, Principal Engineer, Alex, you're up again.
Thank you so much, President. Good afternoon again. So this item I have before you is the award of a design build agreement for the Advanced Metering Infrastructure Program. So a little background of this, the district serves approximately 40,000 customers with approximately 14,350 meters. Our existing meters are legacy, what we call legacy advanced meter reading systems, which is short AMR, and I'll cover really briefly what AMR is. So this slide shows kind of the basics look of a meter. We have the meter itself, which is the mechanical portion, the brass portion. The second portion I have highlighted here is the register. The register is what shows the total water usage, very similar to your odometer in a car vehicle. And the endpoint captures that information from the register and transmits the data. So in AMR, AMR requires a staff person with a handheld device or laptop to either read the data that's transmitting from the endpoint, either by walk-by or a drive-by. Currently, we're using a drive-by. This is typically performed monthly. Bi-monthly, and customers don't receive any feedback on consumption until the bill is actually read. So kind of want to describe the current situation of our AMR. So approximately 10,600 meters, or 75% of our system of our meters were installed prior to 2010. So AWWA recommends that we replace those every 15 to 20 years. So we're kind of already in that time where we should be replacing it. And also, as meters age, the meters tend to become inaccurate and more often underread the consumption. About 3,800 AMR are not communicating, so therefore staff needs to manually read these meters. This requires going out to the field, lifting the meter boxes, visually reading the meter registers, and then recording that information. This is read primarily weekly. There's a lot of manual billing effort. We spend 40 to 50 hours per week of field staff manually reading the meters and 10 to 20 hours of admin staff who must manually generate bills, water bills. So how does AMI work? So AMI works by the meter transmits data, but this time instead of having someone drive by, it gets sent to a fixed network, and it doesn't require that personnel to drive by. That data is transmitted to the utility at predetermined intervals. And that data that is transmitted can be viewed via an online portal. So the benefits of AMI are great for both the district and the customers. There's a lot of efficiencies in billings. Obviously reduces the miles traveled by district vehicles. We have remote collection of the water use data. And the greatest benefit is identification of potential leaks, reduces surprise water bills for our customers. So I'm going to talk about the delivery method. Most of our projects are what we call traditional design, bid, build, where the owner hires a designer of record, the owner, us being the agency, hires a designer of record, produce construction documents, and then award that project to a construction contractor based on those construction documents. We're using a progressive design build format that was authorized by the city in August of last year under Ordinance 2024-03, where we hire a singular entity responsible for both design and construction and implementation of the project. Using progressive design build has many benefits as shown in the figures. Like the agency only has to work with one entity accountable for the entire delivery rather than working with both a engineer of record and a construction contractor. The relationship and contract becomes very highly collaborative relationships where the design builder and the agency are working together to solve and implement the project. It requires a two-step selection process, which is what we had followed, which is the request for qualification, followed by a request for proposal. And in this selection process, the selection process is on best value while meeting the objectives of the project, not always the lowest bidder like traditional bid build. So it's a two-step process. We're awarding a phase one contract, which is primarily design, and then phase two will be the construction. Going over the selection process, in February, we released the RFP. In April, we received 3 proposals. The selection panel consists of myself, our finance analyst who oversees the billing, and our water operation manager who actually sees our field staff who go out there to operate and maintain the water meters. So we put together a panel that touches all aspects of what this project will do for the district. So why are we recommending Ferguson? Their approach, they demonstrated knowledge of working within the coastal zone and their ability to have a dual system of AMR and AMI. This has successfully completed this project, similar project of similar size for the city of Oceanside. What's very important is that the AMR capability allows us to kind of correct some of our issues with our existing meters until the AMI system can be fully built out. The Ferguson approach includes no new structures or antennas. They're proposing these solar-powered gateways, and these gateways is where the meter will be transmitting information to, and then from those gateways, that's actually sent into the cellular data system and then into our utility billing database. Currently, they're estimating about 19 of these, and they will be on city light poles, solar-powered with backup batteries. So the phase one scope of work is design the AMI network, the software implementation and integration with the district's current customer billing system. So we want to take that time over the next few months to make sure that all the information and all the software connections are made. The contract amounts about $850,953. This includes replacing some of the meters and lids, software and training, the project management, and the design of the AMI system. The phase one also includes replacing about 1,178 legacy AMR meters. So like I said, their approach was that their meters would be both AMR and AMI capable. So we're considering replacing 1,178 meters to AMR so we can stop manually read them and then going and using our existing AMR infrastructure. The first cycle we're anticipating is using what's called billing cycle 7. This is the areas here, I believe, in Old Encinitas and parts of Leucadia. This is our largest section of non-transmitting legacy AMR meters, and we spend the most staff time resolving these non-transmitting meters. So current schedule is phase one will take approximately 5 months after notice proceed. Once we have that design completed, staff will return to the board for phase two, which will include constructing the AMI network and the next phase of meter replacement. I wanted to give you also an update on the grant. In September of last year, the board authorized the general manager to apply for a Bureau of Reclamation WaterSmart grant. which was for 50% of up to $1 million for the design and the first implementation phase, which is technically phase 2 of the Progressive Design Build contract. The original announcement for the grant was supposed to be in May of 2025. However, that was delayed in January of this year due to grant activities being paused by the U.S. government. And then it was further delayed due to the government shutdown from October to November. Had been in contact with the Bureau of Reclamation, and they're hopeful to make an announcement early next year. So staff's recommendation is to authorize the general manager in consultation with the agency attorney to execute an agreement with Ferguson, adopt resolution 2025, which amends the budget by transferring $978,000 from Fund CW23E to CW26C, and also adopt a resolution sole sourcing potable water meters from Neptune Technology Group that ensures that the meters that we are purchasing are compatible with the AMI network. And staff is available with any questions you might have.
Thank you for that presentation. Do we have any questions of clarity from Board Member Linz?
Yes, thank you. I am so excited to see this coming forward. This is a contract that we've been hoping we can move forward and working hard to move forward. I just have a few questions. You stated that we've got 3,800-ish meters that are non-transmitting. Are those captured in the 75% that were installed before 2010? Can I make that assumption?
Yes, yes.
Okay. And when we're prioritizing then this contract, and this is for, let me make sure I got this right, 1,178 new meters. Those are all non-transmitting?
No, some of them may be transmitting, but for efficiency, so that when we're on a route, when they're on a route, that they can just fully AMR rather than having to jump around to different parts of the city.
Oh, I got it. So our strategy then is to kind of do it in groups, and some of those might be non-transmitting, but we're really trying to focus on the area that contains the non-transmitting.
These meters are 15 or 20 years old anyway, so they are needs to be replaced. So that's why, even though that they are transmitting right now, they might stop transmitting in the next few months. And that's why we decided to do the cycle as a whole, specifically that this cycle was one that's taking a lot of our staff time to go and read and do the exceptions.
Very good. I know you talked about, and it's common sense, that there would be a lot of cost benefits to having these meters installed. Have we actually done a cost benefit assumption analysis, something that puts some numbers to that? Maybe associated with just this contract with the number of meters?
I don't believe that we did that. It's part of the AMI is something that's industry standard now, so that our customers can see what their usage is, and if there is any leak in their system, they will get to know it right away, rather than wait for 2 months. Until their billing comes in, and then we let them know that there is a lot of water that has been consumed during this period, and they would not have known about it. So you know how sometimes leaks or running water from a toilet can go on and on and on, and the property owner and the customer would not know about it. And we will not catch it until after the 2 months. So this AMI is now every agency that are moving forward towards that. Olive and Hine did, Oceanside did, Santa Fe Irrigation did. So all of different agencies are implementing that.
Yes,
But
good.
if you're looking at an actual cost feasibility study, I don't recall any of them did do any of that.
And we didn't ask for that, and it is common sense. I just think sometimes we might need to demonstrate that in the future if there's a request for it. But I think it's common. It would be common sense that there would be cost savings. So as long as that's acceptable to the ratepayers and our customers as we're moving in the right direction, I believe we are. So I just was curious if we had some more data behind that. And one more question.
Is this a question of clarity? Just real quick, because we haven't taken any public comment on this.
Oh, okay. Feel free to take public comment.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I just want to make sure we give the public their chance. Is there any public comment?
There are no public speakers on this item.
Perfect. Appreciate it, and I apologize for interrupting your board member. I'm going to pass the ball back to you.
No, you're in charge, so thank you. Just one more question. It has to do with the structure of the contract, is the design build, and thanks for doing that, explaining that. Is phase one then bringing, a traditional design build would be, the phase one would be bringing it to guaranteed maximum price?
Yes.
Is that what we expect in phase one? So even though we're approving a total today, will we then approve a revised total at the end
There'll
of
be a
phase one?
revised total, will come back for phase two. So they'll go through the design, figure out the costs, and then present those costs to us, and it's a guaranteed maximum price, and then we'll present that to the board and amend the contract for a phase two, which is the actual implementation.
Thank you. That kind of manages expectations a little bit for me.
I just want to go back and just remind the board that this is a project that will take 5 to 8 years for implementation. So, I mean, we call it phase one, but you're going to see phase 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5. And it's all going to depend on the amount of, hopefully, grants that we get and the funding that is available for doing this project. That's why we wanted to do design build, so that we have the same vendor/consultant on board in order to help us through this journey.
Then I just do have one more question for clarification. The number we're approving today is for phase one only?
Phase one only.
Yes. It's
Okay.
the 5 months, $800 plus $1,000.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for that.
Board member Ellers?
Okay. And the number of units in this batch, phase one, is 1,178. About what percentage of the overall number of meters, residential meters, would that be?
About 10%.
About 10?
Yeah,
About 10,
we have
14,000
12,000
meters.
12,000 residential, and the rest of them are fire. So, yeah, about 10%.
And I noticed that you have them all co-located. All the failed units in the one area will keep it. So does that mean one gateway, two gateways? How, I'm trying to figure out, are you getting experience with more than just one gateway in this phase one?
So this phase one, they're going to reconfirm the number of gateways. So they estimated 19 gateways, but in phase one, they'll be doing the design and reconfirming that number.
So it's 19 gateways for phase one, and then there'll be more beyond that, or?
No. 19 gateways is if we fully implemented the
Got it.
project. So they're trying to reconfirm in phase one through the design process, is that the correct number by studying our topography and
Yeah,
our system.
you won't place them all around the city until we,
So phase one is not implementation at all, no.
But just to clarify, once we get to phase two and we were going to implement the gateways, then all of them will have to go up in order to have a system that we can communicate with the district. Just to confirm.
Okay,
So
so-
it's not
so
going to be
phase
two at
one
a time
is-
or whatever have you. The whole system has to be in place in order for
okay.
us to be.
So phase one is AMR only, and we're not even exercising the AMI capability?
No, sir.
Okay,
Yes,
cool.
It's the design.
Okay,
It's the design.
one of the reasons I'm bringing this up is I've done a lot of battery-operated consumer products that do almost exactly the same function. And you have to be very aware of the radio technology you're using. There's Badger uses Cat-M, and every time I put out a cell phone-based one, invariably within 5 to 7 years, the carrier, whoever that carrier is, moves on, and I have to replace all the radios. And so I looked this one up real quickly, and it's a 900 megahertz. It's totally separate. Just be aware, putting the equipment out there is no guarantee unless you have a closed system, which I think this is, that radio is still going to work in 5 years or 10 years. So the 10-year battery warranty is only as good as the backhaul mechanism going on there. So it's just, I have those war wounds from professional life. And I guess what I would encourage is doing a pilot program with these 1,100 that you're putting in and lighting up, not necessarily for operations, but to test the capability of the AMI system. Because it's always hard when you roll out a future capability, but don't test it. I had a saying at work: if it's not tested, it doesn't work. And so I think you probably need to get one gateway in there, and it may be a separate approval, it may be, a fairly small approval, but it should be a project within the organization to prove the AMI radio works, and because ultimately you want to know, are the batteries going to die? Is this the right technology at only 1,100 units before we go and make that phase 2, phase 3, phase 4, and into the AMI? So with that, did we have a motion for approval? There is.
So I was just going to kind of reiterate your comments. I agree, and I think that there's a good possibility that technology will outpace this anyhow. Even this proposal could get outpaced the way things are going. So I'm just going to make a motion to approve item 1, authorize general manager to execute an agreement with Ferguson Enterprises. Item 2, adopt resolution number 2025-09, resolution of the Board of Directors of the San Diego Water District amending the fiscal year of 2025-26 budget. And item 3, adoption of resolution number 2025-17, titled Resolution of the Board of Directors of the San Diego Water District authorizing the sole sourcing of potable water meters from Neptune Technology Group. I don't know if the mayor.
I'll second.
Okay. I don't know if you wanted to make an amendment to that about phase 1 and phase 2. Okay, then I think we're there. Are there any other questions from the board? All right, let's call to vote.
That motion carries unanimously.
Our next item up are informational items. I don't believe there are any tonight. We'll look to staff for confirmation. Great. Board members' reports pursuant to AB 1234, possible direction staff. We'll start with Board Member Lyons.
I have nothing to report.
Nothing to report.
Nothing to report.
All right, nothing to report.
And nothing to report. General information, staff status reports. We'll leave it over to the general manager for any updates, reports you'd like to give us.
Yeah, good evening, everyone here. I just want to take this opportunity to thank outgoing President Lyons for her support and insight during the past year, and welcome our new President, Jim O'Hara, and hopefully we'll work together in order for us to ensure the reliability of our water system and continue to provide the excellent customer service that my team has been providing to our ratepayers and our residents. One other thing I would share is that on Monday we had our year-end celebration for the department, and during that meeting we went through our accomplishments for the year, and we also presented what we are planning on, what goals are we going to achieve during the next year to come. And I will share with you, President O'Hara, once we have our first meeting. And finally, this is a picture of that celebration that we had on Monday. So we want to wish you all happy holidays and happy New Year. That's it for me.
Thank you. Happy holidays to you and your staff as well. We're all grateful for everything that you do. I understand the city manager also would like to send a report.
Yeah, thank you, President O'Hara. I did attend the event on the 15th, and I just wanted to say thank you so much to all of our water and wastewater folks. It was amazing to look at all the accomplishments that they have done, and it's wonderful to see the look ahead. It's great that we're doing a lot of pre-planning to make sure that we've got great wastewater and water services for all our residents. So I just wanted to say thank you on behalf of city management for the work that your department does, and I thanked Isam for his leadership. So it was really neat to see, and I look forward to that event next year. So thank you, President, for letting me have a couple words.
Thank you so much. We appreciate that.
And just before we adjourn, I would also like to thank Board Member Lyons for her past year of service up here and doing a great job in handing this off, and I hope to continue the success that she's had up here. Thank you very much. This meeting is adjourned.